Hi, I'm Christina from hairromance.com, and today I'm going to be testing out a hairstyle tutorial from TikTok. When I first saw this hairstyle, I knew I had to share it, and I loved how simple it is. And it's also great because you can do it in shorter hairstyles as well. But would it work for my hair? Let's take a look at the original tutorial. I love how simple and easy that tutorial looks, and how instead of doing a normal topsy tail where you flip over the ponytail, doing it to the side allows you to create like a French roll style very easily. But there's still the question, will it work in curly hair, and can it work in hair that's a little bit longer? I want to try and add some more tips into that tutorial by showing how you can do that style in a different hair type. Let's get started. So the first step with the hairstyle is to create a ponytail, and she just uses a small hair elastic, but with my hair type I either prefer using a hair bungee or something like an Invisibobble. But you don't want the hairstyle to be too tight because you need to be able to flip the ponytail around. So I'm going to use a bungee but not go around to make it a super tight ponytail. As you're styling the ponytail, my first tip though is to work out how you want the front of your hair to sit. Do you like having a few pieces left out? Do you want to part it in a certain place? Doing this now will save you so much time at the end of the style because you can pick out the exact right pieces. When you pull pieces of hair out at the end of a style, everyone makes it look so simple, but I always end up pulling out too much or too little. I like to leave just a few pieces out around the front just so I think it softens the style a little bit, and that's why I had some shorter layers cut in. Now to the ponytail. You want to position the ponytail a little bit below the occipital bone. So if you feel at the back of your head, you'll feel that bone there, that's called the occipital bone. And you want your ponytail to sit around about that point. I'm going to take my hair bungee, hook it in underneath, and then wind that around my hair. And as in the tutorial, you don't want it to be too tight so that there's a little bit of space to be able to turn your hair through. All right. And I noticed that she also did style a little bit more volume around there. This is a chance just to not leave your curls too tight. Just make sure that that texture's already in there. Now's the step where we're going to flip our ponytail by creating a little gap behind and flipping it through. So I'll turn around to show you. I'm also going to use an extra tool to help. I have been a hair blogger so long that I have one of the original topsy tails. So I'm going to be using this to help me get all this hair through the gap without making too much of a mess. But if you don't have one of these, you can do it just in the original tutorial. Oh, who remembers a topsy tail? I saw a video for bumpets the other day, and honestly, they can stay back. So I'm going to pull my hair through the topsy tail and then through. Oh my God, is it going to make it? Come on, you can do it. Is the topsy tail going to fail? Ah! I feel like I'm going to snap this topsy tail. All right, we can. Is it going to work? All right. See, I hope everyone's had this moment where you try a hairstyle and you think it's really easy, and then you're like, I'm falling at the easiest part. Okay, it's just the problem with getting this much hair through a little hole. Fail number one. All right, let's regroup. I'm going to come back and fix this. Okay, I'm back. I figured out the problem. The hair bungee does not like to play nicely with this style, especially with the amount of hair I have. So I've switched to an Invisibobble, which I've tested and I know works. So this is exactly how to do it. We're going to create that ponytail again. Sitting down a little bit lower, and I'm just going around twice with this Invisibobble. Like before, you want it just to be secure but not too secure. So I'm actually going to pull it a little bit further down my hair. The bungee doesn't like to be moved through the hair, it likes to stay where it's put, so that's why the Invisibobble is a better choice for a hair elastic for this one. And I'm also trying to make a little bit more of a gap. Let me turn around and show you. To make it a little bit easier to have enough space for my hair to fit through. And I'm going to get it ready, place my topsy tail through, loop my hair through the topsy tail, And this is still a bit of an effort, but if you've got fine hair, you will not have a single problem with this step. It's just having a lot of hair. It makes this a little bit more complicated. You almost have to try and keep feeding it through because the topsy tail is not strong enough to pull that all through on its own. All right. Whew. Okay, we got that. So that is your hair looped through to the side. And I'm just going to tighten that a little bit there. If you've got a little gap that's appeared on this side, tidy that up. And otherwise we're good to go now. With a tiny little elastic this time. And we're going to secure all of our hair together a little bit at the end here. The reason to do this is just so that it makes it easier to pin through. We're going to pin around where that elastic is. Stretch that hair out, especially if you've got fine hair. Really do stretch that little ponytail section out. And then we're just going to roll this up. Almost, and if your hair's a little bit longer, you can keep tucking it through that hole again to create this little twist. And then take a bobby pin, and you're going to want to pin around and push in. And to make sure that your bobby pins hold really securely, I recommend grabbing a little bit of hair this way, so you're going across this way, but then turning and pinning into your hair this way. So grab a little bit of hair around and in. And if you've got fine hair, you'll only need a couple of pins, but if your hair is a little bit thicker, just fit that round. Actually, you know what, that's holding pretty well just with 2 pins. These are really good strong pins, but always just use a couple more, just so that it's really comfortable and you know it's going to hold. Really helps just to grab a little hand mirror and just adjust so you can see if you've got any gaps in your hair. And I think I kind of would like this just to sit up, just to sit in here a little bit more, just to create a bit more of that sort of shape. So I'm just going to add a couple of pins at the top here. And that's the finished style. You know, it was as easy as the original tutorial, but it is a little bit trickier when you've got that much hair to pull through. So hopefully my tips helped by switching to a more solid elastic and actually just shoving your hair through. There really isn't an easy way to do it. Topsy tail actually wasn't that much help, so maybe that's why the topsy tail had to be in my cupboard for so long. I never use it. I'm probably going to put it back in the cupboard after this tutorial now. I'm also going to add this to my playlist of really quick work hairstyles because I think this bun is something that's really easy, really comfortable, and will work in different hair types. I'll link them all below. Have you seen a hairstyle you'd like me to test out? Let me know in the comments below. And you can also find me over on Instagram and tag me Hair Romance if you try any of my styles. I'd really love to see them. Have fun with your hair and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.